Hi, welcome to my stay-at-home workouts 6 days a week. During this quarantine, I am doing simple, low-equipment, 20-minute workouts at home, inviting everybody to join in, whether you're watching live on Instagram or later on YouTube. And hopefully this gives you some ideas of how to stay active while you're stuck inside. Okay, so equipment-wise, just going to do a quick rundown for you, show you what I've got, and hopefully you got something similar. I'm going to be using this resistance band today, about a 1/2 inch in width. Any band will do, really. Lighter the better probably for the stuff we're doing today. For my weight, I just have a 10-pound ball. That's all I've got for today. If you got a dumbbell, kettlebell, or any kind of like a household object that you can grab onto, even like a backpack full of books, for example, that's going to work great. Of course, I got my mat for comfort's sake. And then I got this other resistance band, like a lower body band, that I'm going to incorporate into a little bit of a finisher later on. If you don't have something like this, which a lot of people don't worry about it. You can still do the finisher without it, just be a little bit less intense, and that might be a good thing because it's fairly intense to start with. Okay, so the way this usually works, I like to hit the big 4 movement patterns. So we're talking hip hinge, squat, upper body push, upper body pull, and usually for the first 4 days of the week, I prioritize one of those movement patterns. I hit the other ones too, but I make those exercises a little bit less intense and therefore get a full body workout basically every day. However, been having some issues with the shoulders this week, so upper body push is kind of being downplayed and doing a little bit of like prehab work instead. So today is going to look a little bit different. It is actually hip hinge day, so we're going to hit some RDLs with a band for extra resistance. Then I'm going to hit a little bit of squat pattern and pull pattern as well. And I'll explain all of that as we go along. But before we get there, I always start with a little bit of core bracing. A couple exercises for you. The first one is going to be the Russian twist, and the second one is going to be a sort of dead bug variation, but it's going to be a core brace dead bug, and I'm going to show you how to do that one with a little bit of leg action involved there too. It's a cool variation. It's really nice if you're having some kind of impingement or pain in the shoulders like I am right now, and it's also just a great exercise in general. But first, let's hit those Russian twists. So Russian twist, you can use a weight if you like. If it's your first time, try just making a weight with your fists like that. Okay, you can either have your heels up or heels down. Heels up in the air is going to make the exercise harder. Once again, if it's your first time, I would try it with the heels down. Basically, you're going to get on your butt here, so just your tailbone area is touching the ground, not the tailbone itself. That's not very comfortable. So either you have the heels down or you have the heels up. You have this weight or your fist nice and close here. What the Russian twist part is, you're going to twist like that at the trunk. You're going to twist to each side. Now, the ball's not quite big enough here for me to tap the ground, because then you notice I'm actually reaching with the arms, and it's no longer a twist at the trunk. This is all about that core twist, and you notice it's a big twist. My chest and my shoulders are actually pointing in that direction. I'm not just doing this, because that's not a twist, that's just a reach, okay? You're going to do 10 per side, or you can just count straight up to 20, whatever you want to do with that. I'm going to elevate my heels for this one, but you do as you want. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. That's round 1 of the Russian twist. Now let's get over to those core brace dead bugs. A little bit of a setup for this one. I've got my couch here. It's actually got a middle leg. I'm actually going to choke the band. I'm basically going to tie the band around it and pull the band through itself. And now it's nicely secured there, as you can see. So I'm going to get set up as I would for a regular dead bug. Usually you've got your legs bent and your hands up in the air like that. But I'm not going to be reaching behind my head with this one, because I'm not really comfortable with that range of motion right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the band over like so. And once I pull that band over, I don't have to move my arms again. What this does is it actually helps me keep tightness in the core. So with that pull over, my core is now braced, and it's going to stay tight the entire time. And this is really useful in helping me keeping my lower back stuck to the ground. So we start in this position here with that pull over. As you pull over, big bracing breath. Boom, now you're set. And from here, we're going to do a 2-leg hover, okay? So first, the legs are going to come down, heels are almost going to touch the ground, and then they're going to hover out together, keeping the core tight, keeping those lower back ribs stuck to the ground, and then they come back in and return to that neutral position. Okay, so we're going to do 10 of those 2-leg hovers. If the hover feels really hard, what you're going to do is a 2-leg slide. So you're just going to tap your heels actually on the ground, slide them out, keeping that tightness, keeping that lower back stuck to the ground, slide them back up to here, and then bring them back up to that 90. Okay, so the hover or the slide, whatever you want to do. Pull over, big bracing breath, and go. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. It can actually be a fairly challenging core bracing exercise, but what's awesome about it is it's such a healthy position for the lower back, which is great. Okay, we're going to hit each of those one more time. Those Russian twists. Try them with weight this time if you did no weight last time, it was too easy, or if you want to elevate the heels and make things a little bit harder, be my guest. That's up to you. If you do have the heels up in the air, you're going to want to try to prevent your legs from swaying side to side. It's going to happen a little bit, but just try to minimize that. Okay? All right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. We're going to do these core braced dead bugs with the 2-leg hover one more time, or 2-leg slide. Slide and hover, it's all good. You're going to get a workout either way. All right, let's get braced. Big bracing breath under those lower back ribs. Stick those ribs to the ground and go. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay, I'm gonna get this band out of here because I don't need that set up anymore. So, like I said, normally would be 4 exercises, but upper body push is being shelved for today. Just gonna give myself a chance to recover on that one. So 3 exercises. I'm gonna do 3 sets of each. I'm gonna treat them all as a superset or a circuit, if you will, and gonna be doing 10 reps of each. First one's gonna be a band resisted Romanian deadlift. So that's going to be the big exercise for today, being the hip hinge. Then we're going to hit some goblet style reverse lunges for our squat pattern. So it's going to be more of a lunge pattern, obviously. Going to be quad dominant. Those are going to light up the front of the legs. And then for our upper body pull, going to hit some 3-point rows, for which I will actually be using this little stool as an elevated surface. This couch would work fine too. A chair, a bed, anything that's not going to move on you. You will need one of those. Okay, so Romanian deadlift with the band. You don't have to use a band. This is just to make things a little bit more intense because I'm just using a 10-pound weight here, which isn't a whole lot for me to deadlift. If it's your first time doing one of these though, I'd recommend doing it with the light weight and no band, or even no weight, and just practicing the movement pattern. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to get set up like so. I've stepped on both sides of my band. I've sort of snuck my wrist through there. And then I've got my weight like so. I'm actually going to start low with this one. See, I'm nicely hinged over. I'm going to just turn on the side here for you. Okay, it's not a rounding in the spine. Okay, I'm not bent over like this, right? I'm also not arched up like that, right? Nice neutral spine there. I got my knees soft, but my legs are mostly straight. Now my shoulders, I'm just going to peel them back and down. So my shoulder blades are in that nice packed position there. Okay, I'm a straight line from basically my tailbone to the top of the head. From here, I'm going to bring the hips forward, I'm going to drive through the heels, and I'm just going to get tall. That band really wants to pull me down at the top of that rep, right? That's the whole point. To get back down, I'm going to push the butt back, just like so. See, I didn't bend, right? It's not a bend at the back, it's a hinge at the hips, all right? So I'm keeping those shoulder blades packed. and that ball's going straight up and down, not swinging out in front of me. All right, so it all starts with the hips. We're gonna do 10 of these. It's 1, it's 2. The hips lead the movement on the way up and the way down. 3, 4, 5. Make sure you stay tight in the upper back. That's tricky, especially if you're using a band. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You'll notice keeping the core tight is very helpful with that exercise. It's actually helpful with just about any exercise, which is why I always start with a little bit of core bracing to get those muscles engaged. All right, let's hit those goblet style reverse lunges. So goblet style, you're gonna hold that weight nice and tight to the chest. Elbows are gonna be tucked in like so. So we're gonna get into, we're gonna move into a lunge pattern. We're gonna start nice and tall, of course. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold that weight nice and close here. You're gonna step back into that lunge, right? So it's almost like a dynamic split squat, or a split squat is a static lunge. You see what I'm saying? So you're gonna step back. You notice I'm on the big toe when I go back on that foot, right? Just like that. And then I'm driving through the heel on the front foot, but I am clamping down with the toes for balance. I'm keeping my spine neutral, keeping pretty upright, and I'm gonna keep my core super tight throughout. I'm gonna do 10 per leg, okay? 1, 2, 3. You don't wanna drop down on that knee, but it can kiss the ground if you like. It's 5, 6, 7, 8. If you need to reset each time, that's totally cool. 9, 10. The faster you go, it's going to be more challenging balance-wise, right? If you slow down that tempo, though, you're going to get a nice pump, and it's actually pretty useful for hypertrophy if you are trying to build muscle at this point. Okay, switching legs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep most of the weight on the front leg. 6, 7, 8, 9, oop, little stumble there, and 10. All right, let's hit those 3-point rows. So 3-point row just means 3 points of contact with the ground. You might see this in the gym, somebody be on a bench, right? Kind of rolling like this. I'm just using this little guy here, so I'm actually gonna keep this leg on the ground, and I'm gonna really reach for that supporting object. I'm gonna protract the shoulder blade forward with that supporting arm. This leg's backing out of the way. I'm gonna grip my weight. It's kind of hard because it's a ball, so it's a little extra grip challenge there. If you got a dumbbell, it's gonna be way more easy. And from here, I'm just gonna slowly squeeze into the side, keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. All right, so that's the row. We'll do 10 on one side, switch the whole orientation, and do 10 on the other. Okay, let's see if I can hold on to this thing for 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You're gonna notice once again, neutral spine, tight core. Really always helps. It's always useful, and it's kind of a part of every big compound lift type exercise, or even a smaller lift like this. Okay, really reaching for the ground there. Let me get my grip solid here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so those are the 3. We got the banded RDLs, we got the goblet reverse lunge, we got the 3-point row. Gonna do 2 more sets of those. Gonna take a little breather now, get a little water if you need it. The next 2 circuits will be a little bit quicker. Trying to work that cardio in there as well. Trying to be as efficient with these 20 minutes as possible. A little less explanation this time. Obviously, I'll still be cueing. I'll still be counting reps. But we will be moving a little quicker. Just going to get set up at this angle so you can see from a different angle. All right, I step on that band. If you're doing this without a band, you're doing the exact same thing without a band, just so you know, okay? Wrists are through the band there. Got my ball. See, it's about mid-shin height, somewhere around there. That's where you pick up a weight with the Romanian deadlift, generally speaking. You know, you might see people pick up a barbell from the floor, but remember that bar is already elevated to about here anyway because of the plates. And generally those are people who've been practicing a while and have achieved that range of motion, or they haven't and they're being stupid, but you know, you don't want to be them. Okay, so we're going to bring those shoulder blades back, nice and packed, core super tight, hips come forward, getting tall, knees are soft, butt goes back. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, stay super tight, 8, 9, 10. You notice how that tightness throughout the body, especially in the core, is going to be really helpful in maintaining good form and sending the message to your brain that you're strong, which is actually kind of a key psychological part of working out. Okay, so we're going to do those reverse lunges again, goblet style, elbows in like so. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switching it up. If you got one leg that's a little bit more difficult, a little bit less stable, don't worry, it's totally normal. This is that one for me. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3-point row. You're gonna really reach for the ground, right? With that supporting arm. That shoulder blade's coming forward, okay? Which is not quite the same on the other side because that shoulder blade stays packed as you roll that elbow back into the side, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switching everything up here. Same thing on this side. Reaching for that ground. Tight grip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. A little break here. I'm a little bit more out of breath than I was the last time. So you can see that's a great, simple way to incorporate cardio training into your weight training, into your strength and resistance training. You just play with rest periods, you know what I mean? I basically knocked all those rest periods down to about 10 seconds, which is pretty damn short, just enough time to get set up for the next exercise. And that's keeping my heart rate elevated. Obviously, I don't want you to be gasping for breath and super fatigued and exhausted, because that will result in a compromise of the quality of the exercise. But we do want to elevate that heart rate a bit, so go at your own pace and listen to how you're feeling. Okay, I'm gonna get set up here for this last round. After that, I do have a little bit of a finisher for you, which is gonna be some more lower body work, so that's gonna be fun. Stick around for that. Okay, getting set up for these RDLs. Okay, shoulders back right, spine's neutral, core super, super, super tight. All right, driving to the heels, hips come forward, getting tall, not leaning back, just getting tall. Butt goes back. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. I love that one. It almost makes me feel like I'm doing barbell deadlifts again. All right, so for this one, I'm gonna try something I haven't tried in a while. Might get a little hairy.
I'm gonna do alternating reverse lunges, so switching legs every time. Still gonna be 10 per side, just gonna count straight up to 20. This is obviously a bit of a balance challenge. I'm not gonna go super fast, but the pace will be, snappy as it has been. You're welcome to follow along or just count 10 per side. All right, core super tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, good stuff. Let's hit the last set of these rows. See if I can hold on to this ball one more time. It's gotten pretty close the last couple times. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's already slipping. 5. All right, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, last 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Little breather. Now we're through the main body of the workout. We are going to hit that finisher shortly. I recommend getting some water. It's going to be one giant set. Definitely working muscular endurance on this one. Okay, so I got my lower body band, right? Basically, we're doing glute bridges here, but this is known as the glute bridge abduction ladder. So the ladder just refers to how the set works, which I'll explain. The abductors are just these little muscles in your hips that make your legs spread apart. So abduction, in this case, we're going to be pushing our knees apart. So that's where the band's going to come in, if you have one. I'm going to band basically just above the knees. That wants to bring my knees in. I'm going to push out against it. All right, so I'm in this position right here. I have my feet flat on the ground, right? My back's flat on the ground. This is not going to arch up, okay? Big bracing breath, at least when I'm in this position. And then when I get tall, once again, I'm still not actually arching. I just push through the heels. I'm still a straight line from here to my knees, right? So there's no arch. So there's an arch, right? That's not what I want, okay? So I'm going to keep the core super tight. I'm going to drive through the heels. I'm going to bridge up. First, I'm going to do 10 bridges. But on the 10th, I'm going to stay up. I'm going to do 1 abduction. 1, like that. Then I'm going to do 9 bridges, right? Say I got 9, 2 abductions. 1, 2. It always adds up to 11. That's the point. So eventually going to get to the point where I do 1 bridge, and then I stay up for 10 abductions. The counting is actually the most difficult part, but I'll take care of that. Okay, the idea here with the bridges and with the abductions too, you want to keep the eyes down on the hips. Don't be looking up there, because then you're probably going to do that arching thing. You're going to bridge up too high and get into your lower back. So it's all about glutes and hips. Okay, that's it. All right, let's start with 10 bridges, keeping that core super tight, eyes down. 1, 2, 3, squeezing those glutes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay up 1 abduction. 1. All right, 9 bridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 abductions. 1, 2, 8 bridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 abductions. 1, 2, 3. 7 bridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stay up for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 bridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 abductions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're halfway there. 5 bridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 abductions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 4 bridges. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep squeezing those glutes. 7 abductions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 3 bridges. 1, 2, 3. 8 abductions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 bridges. 1, 2. Stay up for 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 bridge. Last one. 1. Now we stay up for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, great work if you got through that one, or even if you attempted it, because that is a monster for sure. Definitely really tough, but as long as we're doing it right, it is such a beneficial exercise. Glute health correlates strongly to overall health, especially as you age, and the more studies they do, the more they're finding that out. Hip thrust, glute thrust, all those exercises are fantastic for overall strength. Check out a guy named Brett Contreras. He's known as the glute guy. He has tons of awesome stuff online, free. So yeah, I'd recommend giving that a look. Anyway, great job everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to foam roll, cool down, get your protein, all that good stuff, and I'll be back tomorrow with more. Take care.